Welcome to today's episode of Plant Pathmakers. Today we have Angelina with us. Plant Pathmakers are unrecognized leaders who are helping change what the world eats, one person, one meal at a time. As many of you may know, the plant-based movement is growing every day thanks to the hard work of plant-based giants who are showing us that the way to optimal health is by leaving behind the standard American diet and adopting a plant-centered one instead. So many of us have been helped from what we've learned from them, and for this I'm grateful. But it's occurred to me that the voice of the many others on this path to plant-based wellness have stories to share too. Stories that would be valuable in motivating others to switch to a plant-based way of eating and ultimately transform their lives. In these conversations, we'll hear from such people of all ages and from all walks of life who are living and eating in a plant-centered way. We'll hear their stories as a way to get more people to see that they too can change their lives by changing what they eat. I believe that one person at a time, one meal at a time, together, we can improve the health of the world. So today, again, we have Angelina, who I love, who's halfway around the world from where I am in the States. Sure. And yet I've been able to find her and follow her on this wonderful social media format called Instagram. And any of you who have Instagram should absolutely follow her. And even though she's Angelina, her Instagram is iammalinka. It's iam.malinka. And the first thing you'll notice is a gorgeous profile picture of a ballerina on point, who I think is Angelina, holding. No, it looks like you, holding a beautiful chocolate cake. And when you look on the rest of her site, what you notice is that it's filled with luscious desserts. And there are a lot of Instagram foodies out there and web foodies, and they're gorgeous. What makes Angelina head and shoulders above the rest and astounding is that these are, honest to God, healthy for you desserts. And Angelina describes herself as a whole food, plant-based, gluten-free, no oil pastry chef. And all of that combination of adjectives is extremely unique. And, we can learn so much from her about not only how to have beautiful and delicious treats, but how to still fuel our bodies in a healthful way by doing so. So, Angelina, I will turn it over to you. And first, if you wouldn't mind just starting to tell us a little bit about yourself and how you became plant-based and what you're doing with your pastries and breads, all of that.
Okay, thank you. Well, I turned plant-based very simply because I gave birth to my son. And then when it was the first time to give him some solid foods and something like that, my mom told me that I have to give him something like small meatballs and something like that. But he never wanted. He just split it out at me all the time. And I hated this. I got so angry, so nervous about that because here is my kid and I can't feed him. He doesn't eat what I give him. I tried so many recipes and none. Then I breathe in, breathe out, and I realized that maybe he's showing me something.
Absolutely.
And then I started to learn nutrition, vegan nutrition. And after that, I realized that actually we don't need milk. We don't need meat, especially to be healthy. No. That's what we don't need to be healthy. We need to eat plants, lentils, legumes, everything like that, but not meat, fish, oil. No, enough. And It wasn't really hard for me to transfer to such a way of life because my son didn't want to eat what I gave him. So I just started making something plant-based, some veggie patties, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he ate it.
Mm-hmm.
He loved it.
Mm.
Falafel or anything, but not meat, not meat or milk.
Wow. So
And
interesting.
yeah, and another thing is that I was always a sweet tooth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Me
That was
too.
a hard thing for me to get rid of it
Mm-hmm.
because you know how you lived all your life
Mm-hmm.
eating sweets and now you don't. No, it doesn't work like that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You have to
Right.
substitute somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And another point is that I just gave birth and I still wanted to look good
Mm-hmm.
because I gained some weight and you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I started learning reading many books and learning how to make actually sweets healthy without suffering from disgusting taste, you know, like this um, low-fat milk desserts or something like that. Oh, they taste disgusting.
Right.
It
Right.
doesn't taste like a dessert. Why eating it?
Right. Right.
And I figured out that plant-based, gluten-free, oil-free desserts actually can be considered as a meal
Mm-hmm.
because
Yes.
that's exactly what our body needs, but just in a sweet form.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
there are whole foods, which means there are no refined sugars, refined flours. Everything is natural,
Mm-hmm.
just what Mother Nature gives to us. And I perform it in the form of a dessert. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So easy.
Mm-hmm.
Why making up something strange and unnatural for us?
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy.
Right.
So that's how it all started.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well, the interesting thing to me, honestly, is that you are so different in your desserts because they're not oil. And really, I'm sure you've looked on other recipes, and coconut oil, because it's plant-based, is everywhere. And it's really
Everywhere.
hard to find a dessert that you make without oil. So how did you perfect your recipes? How did you come upon knowing that you could do it without oil because nobody else is doing this?
Yeah. You know, I'm a bit suffering from this because there are not so many people like you
Mm-hmm.
who understand that coconut oil in such amount in desserts, oh my God,
Mm-hmm.
it ruins your liver.
Mm-hmm.
And almost nobody knows about that. But okay, I'm not doing this for somebody. I'm doing this, first of all, for me and for my family. And yeah, first of all, firstly, I made it with oil. Then I realized, no, something's going wrong. And then I tried, and here we are, applesauce and some nut butter or seed butter works so perfect.
Mm-hmm. But even some of yours, and the first thing I tried of yours was your delicious tort
Oh
with a
yeah,
layer of vanilla and chocolate and then fruit on top. It doesn't have nut butter in it.
no,
And the interesting thing is it has this unusual combination that I have never seen before. It's got chickpea flour in it
yeah.
that somehow carries it and you can't taste it. And somehow it makes it light and fluffy. How did you come up with a creation like that using chickpea flour in baked goods of all things?
I don't know. Many people ask me the same question, but really, I don't know. I just get this information from somewhere. I write down the recipe. When I mix something, I look at the scales. I see that's all right. That's enough,
Mm-hmm.
or I need to add more. And I don't know, it just goes like this naturally.
Well, I mean, you have a real gift. And again, I mean it when I say they're not just beautiful, but they're tasty.
Thank you.
And I believe it looks like you either did have or have a bakery that you're providing
Yes.
for as well. So tell us a little bit
Yes.
about that.
I used to. We moved to Israel like 4 years ago. Then I gave birth, and after that, and we lived in Tel Aviv. And there, I used to have a bakery, Linka Sweets Bakery, at home. I made cakes, healthy cakes, cupcakes, and everything. But then we moved to another city, and I just didn't have time, energy to start it all over again here. So I decided to put my attention into blogging.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Tell us a little, I haven't come across that. So tell us a little bit. I want to follow you. So tell me, tell us a little bit about that.
I used to do it for the Russians. So I used to have the Russian page, and there I developed a school of healthy baking. And I made cool books. I call it cool books because it's from a Russian word culinary. And in Russian, it sounds kulinarny. So it comes together like a cool book, not a cookbook to stand out from the crowd. So it's a cool book. I used to make it like 1 in 3 months. And
That's
then...
quick.
Huh?
That's quick.
Yeah. And it didn't really work with the Russians. I don't know. I don't know why. I feel myself more easygoing with English speakers. I'm half English and half Belarusian.
Oh,
so
interesting. Wow, that's a great story.
Yeah. And so in April, I decided to move to another account. And it goes so much faster rather than that one. And soon there will be the cool book about bread.
Oh, well, yes. And so you have to tell us a little bit about that. So in addition to being, magician in the kitchen with sweets, I am really enthralled by watching your reels and your posts about bread making. And you said that you've made bread with chickpea flour. And so I'm on day 2 with my Monica. You have a starter dough named Monica. So tell us a little bit about your sourdough making. And Monica.
It all started even before I went to healthy sweets. I always loved bread, but tasty bread, not just something, tasty, fluffy bread. And eating so much bread, it doesn't really work nice with the shape.
Right.
So I started to looking for something. And I realized that sourdough works just perfectly. It's just what I need. And I did. My first sourdough was a whole grain spelt one, but it was gluten. There was gluten. And then I really don't remember the moment when I decided to go gluten-free. Yeah, I remember. Here, the flour, the whole wheat flour or whole grain spelt flour, it's not really whole grain. It's still refined.
Yes, definitely.
And so I decided, come on. Who am I fooling? Me, myself? Why? I switched to gluten-free, and wow, so good, much better. And yeah,
and you mean much better. You're talking about taste, or much better in how you feel and the effects of the bread.
how I feel, my feelings, especially my mind, that I was always thinking, oh, that's gluten free, and then I'll have this. Maybe I'll not eat it. This
The
messy habit.
struggle, the struggle.
Yeah, all the time.
Yes.
No, I don't like this struggle. I don't like these voices talking in my head. No, I want something silent.
Yeah.
Enough of rush everywhere.
Right.
So I went gluten free, and again, I don't know how, but I managed to make this sourdough bread. It turns out really nice. And my mom, she also, but she studied in a school how to make sourdough bread, but she uses whole grain flour. She lives in Cyprus, so there it's fine.
Mhm.
It's much better. It's
Mhm.
real. So she learned how to make it. And when she came to visit me and I gave her to try my sourdough bread, she said, "Oh my God, I would never say it's gluten free."
Right.
Yeah. So that's my bread.
No, it's amazing. So I know that you gave options. You said that you used the rice flour to make your sourdough starter.
Yeah.
And, I had some brown rice flour, but my chickpea flour was actually fresher. So I'm making a sourdough starter with chickpea flour, and it's something I've never, ever heard of. But so far it looks like starter. So I'm really excited to see where this leads. And your daily instructional videos are so helpful, particularly to be able to compare mine to yours and see that it looks like it's supposed to look. Right?
Thank you.
So, I mean, even though we're early in the process and people can still join this
Yeah,
instructional because we're only
sure.
on day 2,
Okay.
right? It's
Yeah,
not too
I'm
late.
gonna save it in highlights.
Oh, perfect. But if you wouldn't mind just taking us in, the quick and dirty, how many days does it take to get to the starter for it to be ready? And then how do you bake it after and what do you include? If you just wouldn't mind giving us a little glimpse of what's to come in
Sure.
the future for this bread.
Um, to make the sourdough starter, it will take approximately something like a week. But it depends on the temperature and on the flour and the water. So it doesn't take long. And then you will keep it like a pet. That will be your pet forever until you feed it, of course. To make a bread, it first you think it will take much time, like the whole day, but now you'll get used to it. So that will be like a kind of meditation, a weekly meditation. You refresh your sourdough starter. If it's not active yet, then you mix it with the gluten-free flour. Also, in my cookbook, I will provide you with the 2 recipes of your own gluten-free flour. You mix your sourdough starter with the water, gluten-free flour, then what? Psyllium husk, a bit of salt, optional. If you want, you can skip it. And you mix it. Then the stage of fermentation. You just don't do anything. It just stands alone in a warm place. Then you cut the surface, put it to the oven. That's it. Done.
Wow. No, that is easy. And
Yeah.
me, when I've done sourdough before, I don't know what I've done wrong, but my starter turns moldy. And so I don't know if that's something you've experienced. And again, it was not with gluten-free before, it was wheat. I don't know if this is different, that the starter that you use is not as subject to mold, or if you have any suggestions for other people out there who might have experienced what I have.
First of all, you use clean and dry jars and spoons always, all the time. And another reason why that might happen, it's just because the flour, there was something in the flour that caused the mold. That's
Okay.
it.
Well, I'm really looking forward to this. And yes, it's like my little, my mad scientist lab in the kitchen now with this. But I am really excited because I don't eat bread now because I don't think it's good for you. And you're right about the cravings that I just don't feel well when I eat it. But I'm expecting if my starter is chickpea based, that somehow the end product is going to be something that's well tolerated, right?
Yeah, sure, it will. And if you have any questions about your sourdough, if you see something doesn't go right, you just text me. Feel free.
Okay, no, well, great, thank you. And again, your bread pictures are beautiful, and your lucky son for having a mom that's so capable in the kitchen to come up with these things. And look how interesting it is that he led you to this life. And when you were talking, I was thinking something my daughter said when she was probably 2. And we were encouraging her to drink milk. We were not plant-based at the time, and we didn't know. And she said to me, it's disgusting to drink another species milk. And when you think about it that way, it is disgusting. So, that kind of opened the door to us to trying to do something different as well. So your story really reminded me of that. And, you never know where life takes you or what the experiences you have, how they lead you to where you are. But what a great story for you and for your son. And I know he's involved in the kitchen too, which is fantastic.
Oh yeah, so much. He loves baking and all this stuff. And now you were saying about your daughter, and I just remembered how my mom, we had a talk, and she said that when I was a small girl, she, oh my God, what she did with the meat to feed me meat. What did she do to make me eat it? Right. That's unbelievable. She even stand up on the table with the drum so I will open the mouth.
Oh boy, like a baby bird. Yeah. Right.
And then I shared with her my opinion, and I said, like, Mom, that was the sign. I didn't have to eat it.
Right.
Oh no,
Right. Well, nobody knew, right? Again, that's why I think it's so important to spread the word that eating plant-based is good for you and tastes good too, both.
Yeah.
Because people might know it might be better for you, but they don't want to give up. And following what you do, you don't have to give up anything.
Nothing, just nothing.
Right. No, it's so fabulous. So if you wouldn't mind just letting us know, I know your treats, what you eat, your goodies. What do you eat in a day otherwise? Just give us an example of, what a typical day of eating for you might be.
It all starts with the celery juice, of course, lemon water or lemon and ginger water, celery juice. Then I have like for 3 years, I always do this. I never skip. I just love it. A green smoothie with some fresh fruits. So I'm like raw till 4 o'clock, something like that.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Interesting.
It doesn't always till 4. For example, when I'm hungry, like at 1, I can have my muffins or some cookies. But it depends what I have. But usually I don't have anything sweet at home. It's gone before I want it. So I'm having some fruits, dates. And then I'm having my lunch or dinner. It's like at 4 o'clock, at 5 o'clock. Usually a big bowl of salad, potatoes, rice, buckwheat. What comes up?
Sounds delicious to me. And your son, since he was the initiator of this, obviously eats the same way you do. And how about your husband as well?
Yeah, sure. And the funny thing about my husband, he went plant-based. It was the COVID self-isolation.
Yes.
And I started all this thing, and I told him, that's okay. I'm not asking you to join me. You can try what I'm eating. I will still cook what I used to cook for you. I'm fine with that. And he tried once what I cooked, then second time, and then he said, today I didn't buy chicken. I don't want it anymore. Your
Wow.
food tastes delicious.
Wow.
More
Wow.
delicious than the chicken breast.
Wow. Wow. That's
You
great. Right.
And he never thought of going plant-based. He's a huge cheese lover. And I thought he was a huge meat lover.
Mhm.
No, it's gone,
Mhm.
gone in the air.
Wow. Wow. But that does show you that if you get used to the taste of plant-based, that it is easy to make the switch, but there isn't a little bit of an adjustment period,
Yeah.
right? Just even if it's mental, you think you're not going to like it. And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
you
yeah,
try it
yeah.
and you realize you do, right? So I
Yeah.
know going to the cheese, that has been something that a lot of people have said. I could be, they call it vegan. I could be vegan, but not give up the cheese. And now there are a lot in the store, a lot of substitutes, and some of them are better than others, but some of them have a lot of junk. I know you make cheese. So tell us about the cheese that you make. You make a cheese spread, a cheese-like spread.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, well, I used to love cheddar,
Mhm.
and when I ate it, I said, "No, I will never be vegan. Never. I can't live my life without cheese. Impossible. That won't be my life." And
Right.
here,
Wow.
um, I wanted to try to make the mature plant-based cheddar, but I never did it. And the spread I'm making, yeah, once I tried it, it was before Christmas. We bought a cheese from a shop, from a local store.
Mhm.
Um, and I looked at the ingredients. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm not that crazy, but everything what I'm buying in the shop, if it's kind of a processed food, not vegetables and fruits,
Mhm.
all the time I'm reading the label,
Mhm.
all the time, always.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I read there was just almonds, water, and lemon juice. That's it.
Mhm.
And they wrote it there in percents. And then I thought, interesting. I'll do one myself. And I
Mhm.
did. And it tasted just like that one.
Wow.
And wow.
Wow.
Yeah, amazing. It's so easy. Whole foods, you take it, you experiment it, and you get so many things out of them.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Right. And some people are better than others. And I think you have a specific gift and talent, because I like to try and make things, but a lot of them are flops. They don't turn out well.
Yeah, I
And
know.
you do a lot of tasting when I'm trying, I do a lot of tasting, and then I'm eating all of what I'm tasting, which isn't good either. So it's easier and better for me if I just copy what you do.
That's why I'm here. And interesting fact that I never try before while I'm cooking. I'm never trying in the process. I don't know how. I don't know why. I never do it. And no, I don't know why.
Right. Well, you're great at it, and really people should follow your page to learn more.
Thank you.
What about your influence? You mentioned your mom, and she was a meat eater. How have you influenced other people around you, friends, family? What do you notice by what you're doing?
Um, my family, I mean, my mother and father, they are not, they don't really like what I'm doing. They think I'm going extreme.
Mhm.
How eating plants can be extreme.
Right. Right.
So we always have conflicts
Mhm.
when talking about this, but that's up to you. Only you can choose what lifestyle to lead.
Absolutely.
nothing wrong with that. Oh, I'm fine with people eating meat. I'm not shouting out loud, "Come on, stop it!"
Right. Right.
No, I'm fine. That's your life. That's my life.
Mhm,
That's it.
mhm.
Finished.
Right.
No need for conflicts, especially for
Right.
arguments.
Right.
Um, but my mom, she started to make even more healthier food than she used to.
Good. Good.
Yeah, and my father started eating healthier because of mom.
Good. No good.
Yeah, and my friends, since I started the healthy baking school,
Mhm,
uh, they they now are baking healthy things too.
mhm.
So yeah,
Good. Good. No, well, you clearly have had an impact on the Instagram community for sure,
I hope.
which obviously, since you're so far away from where I live, is worldwide, which is phenomenal.
Yeah,
Um, it's amazing. And hopefully we'll, spread even more.
thank.
Uh, I guess one question I had for you is what have you noticed personally in terms of your own health or how you feel by eating this way too?
I feel much lighter,
Mm,
and that's one of the most important things in my life, because when you eat a heavy lunch or dinner or even breakfast, breakfast with avocado, salmon, bread, and you already in the morning you have no energy.
right. Yes.
Before I didn't understand why, and now, yeah, I know, my stomach, my gut, it just can't digest it. It's
Mhm,
so difficult.
mhm, mhm,
You're always running out of energy, and you have some problems with your skin,
mhm,
and you're always dull and angry. And no, being plant-based, you're feeling yourself energized.
mhm,
uh, your skin glows.
mhm,
You're losing weight.
mhm, mhm,
My husband, when I met him, he was 120 kilos.
mhm.
And then, before we switched plant-based, he lose like 10 or 15 kilos.
Wow.
And now he's 86.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And he
Wow.
didn't exercise. No, he didn't do special exercises for
Right.
this. Just
Yes.
eating. And yeah, I shall mention this. We cured his always running nose, always, just
Mhm.
always. And I think the biggest part,
Dairy, probably. Dairy, you think?
yeah, dairy and gluten.
Oh, gluten too. Yes, absolutely.
And another thing, he always had skin irritations. Once it comes to summer, always. Oh, we thought it's some kind of allergy, but we did so many tests. No, it showed nothing. Or once it showed like the allergy for olive tree. Come on, how so? For
Mhm,
the olive tree.
mhm, mhm.
Um, and yeah, when he switched plant-based, all is gone.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And for that alone, to me, is worth staying plant-based just to feel better, right?
Yeah, sure, of course.
And then the bonus is when you cook the way you do, it tastes good too. So,
Yeah,
right? Yes.
that's right. Uh,
Anyways.
at least I know that there are so many. Okay, not so many. I think every human out there wants to feel better.
Yes.
I'm not sure there are so many people walking and saying, "Oh, I feel myself so good," especially after eating the whole chicken.
Right. Right.
And people always want to feel themselves happy, happier, lighter, healthier. Then why not just giving a try to implementing just like 1 or 2 days a week whole food eating? Why
Right.
not?
Right. Right. I think that's a great idea and a great way to transition right?
Yeah.
It's not saying you have to give up. It's just trying to incorporate a plant-based way of eating into your current way of eating, and then maybe gradually get away from what you were doing before. I think
Yeah,
that's
like people are trying different pills to get cured. Why not stopping
definitely,
trying pills?
right.
Just try eating
Yes,
another foods. That's
definitely.
it.
Because
We are what we
food,
eat.
right? Food is the best medicine, isn't it?
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
right, right. Well, good. I don't know if you have anything last to summarize. Looks like we're probably about the end of our conversation here. If you have anything that you want to say in summary, or somebody who is thinking about going plant-based, what advice would you have to give them?
First, and one of the most important advices is that you have to enjoy what you're doing. You have to look at your food and enjoy it, like bright colors. Maybe if it doesn't smell for you right at the first time, that's okay. You shall keep in mind that you're trying this for your health, and being healthy is an enjoyable thing.
Mhm.
So just enjoy what you're doing. Enjoy
Mhm.
that this is all for you,
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
against you.
Right, right. That's great advice. And I thank you again for taking the time to come and talk to us. And again, everyone out there should follow I am Malinka. I am Malinka, Malinka on Instagram, to be able to learn how to cook this way that's enjoyable and that's good for you. And I look forward to many more recipes of yours and to following along with your bread making and my sourdough starting. And again, thank you. This has been a real treat for me, and I really look forward to continuing to follow you in the future. So thank
Thank
you.
you so much for this experience. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Take care. Okay. Bye.
Bye.